now we are talking from an angle of a business owner doing marketing. So there are 4 purpose of content. I call it 4 intent.
Okay.
What are the 4 intents? Attract, interest, engage, convert. Now you have to go to the 5 themes.
Okay.
The first theme is educational. Educational means you educate your customer via your content. Second is proof. Proof means that you are providing some proof that you have already done this, customer stories, testimonials, all of these things.
Okay.
That improves your credibility as a business. Third is promotion. At the end of the day, what do we want? We want revenue, right?
Correct.
Then you have inspirational content which inspire them. Is the content you are creating, is it going to inspire? And here I'm not talking about motivational.
Correct.
I'm talking about whatever your product or service is. Does that inspire them that, okay, I want this, I need this, or this is better for me?
Hi, hello, welcome. You're listening to Dream Big podcast. In this whole series of various topics that we are bringing out to you, today's topic is something that you cannot miss on. 850 million Indians are active on digital platforms. So if your business is not there, you're actually invisible. India has got 6.3 crore registered MSMEs. But unfortunately, only 30% of them have a noticeable digital footprint. What it means is you have to be on digital media. And guess what? It does not need big money. What it needs is a smart strategy. And it's not restricted to paid ads. It's much more than that. Today's podcast is exactly why we have brought this topic to you, for you to understand what's the whole topic of digital marketing for businesses and how can you use it effectively with whatever budget you have, but with a smart strategy. To unpack this topic, we have got Mr. Kunal Bajaj with us. He's a founder of a company called AltXED, which works for digital marketing for businesses to grow. With 12 plus years of experience and working with companies across 10 countries, Kunal sir is going to help us understand how digital marketing can be done with cost-effective strategies, practical planning of execution, and creating content which will help you differentiate in the market. So let's dive in. Welcome, Kunal sir.
Thank you so much for such a warm introduction.
Okay, so Kunal, for the very reason of bringing this topic in our series of podcast was, we did a very first podcast which was around social media.
Got it.
And for most of our businesses, they understand social media because it's also our personal use of platform. Digital marketing is, I think, a wider concept than social media. So we would like to start with understanding what exactly is digital marketing and how are today's businesses benefiting from it. How should they look at it in the whole sense of, and just elaborate it, how it's differentiate from social media marketing.
Got it. So in order to understand digital marketing, first we need to understand what exactly is marketing.
Okay.
Marketing is what? Marketing is right message to right people through right channel so that it can generate inquiries, appointments, walk-ins, whatever type of business you are in.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what is marketing. Now, what has happened, if you look at it, it's the digital revolution in India technically started around 2014. Okay.
Right.
And I was blessed to be in that early stage when the digital revolution was starting in India. Now, after that, what happened? Jio launched.
Okay.
The impact of Jio was that the data and the internet was at a dirt cheap cost. And everybody started becoming more and more online, started using internet. After that, an incident happened in 2020. We all know that's called COVID.
Correct.
Now, in COVID, people were forced to stay inside, of course, for their own safeties.
Correct.
But what happened? What would they do? They have access to cheap internet, the works and the shops and the business and everything is closed.
Yeah.
So what do? They sit at home and started consuming more and more internet. So what happened, if you look at the graph from 2020, the internet users in India have actually increased, if not doubled. Okay. Now, the focus of the consumer has completely shifted. Earlier, normal people were consuming a lot of things. They were consuming hoardings, they were consuming pamphlets, they were consuming newspaper. After COVID, this fast-tracked. This was supposed to happen in, let's say, 2030 or 2035, but it happened in 2020. Now, it was a forced impact, but now what happened? The consumption pattern changed. Instead of newspaper, people are reading newspaper but on their telephone.
Correct.
They were watching TV, okay, but now they are watching TV, but in the form of YouTube or let's say your OTT platforms. So everything shifted. Digital marketing is exactly that. The core fundamental of marketing doesn't change. Now just the platform has changed. Now your website is a channel, right? Your social media is a channel from where you are consuming content. Your different news websites are channels. So right message to right people via digital channels so that it can generate inquiries, appointments and all these things. This is in a nutshell digital marketing.
Got it. I think the way you explained it seems very easy. And I'm sure when anybody thinks about, okay, I want to do digital marketing for my business, in the first go, it sounds like, okay, I'll use some digital platforms and I'll do it. But actually, as a whole concept, when we see multiple platforms, multiple channels, and each of it has their own algorithms or own way of working for a particular business in particular. So there are chances that businesses get overwhelmed with it.
100%.
So what should be the starting point if a business decides, okay, I have not done digital marketing yet. I have been doing traditional marketing or word of mouth kind of a thing, but now is the time I want to switch on to it. So what is that first thing they should be doing to get started with?
Got it. So the very first thing, understand what is the purpose of marketing or digital marketing in general. The purpose of marketing or digital marketing is what? Number one, visibility. Number two, credibility. And number three is lead generation, right? But lead generation is the last stage. First is the visibility and second comes the credibility.
Got it.
Now, if a business owner is trying to approach digital marketing, he needs to understand 4 fundamental rules. Number one, there are only 4 ways. There are only 4 ways to get customers. Okay. The first way is inbound. Inbound basically means that your customer is finding you. Second is outbound. Outbound means you go to them. Third is paid. Paid means that you are paying money to reach them. And fourth is partnership. Partnership basically means that somebody is giving their audience or customer access to you. So what are the 4 ways? Inbound, outbound, paid and partnerships.
Got it.
The very first thing you need to identify out of these 4 pillars, where does my business suit? Where exactly is my customer? Do I have to reach to them? Will they find you? Is it partnership? Or is it paid? That do I have to pay money to reach to them? It can be a combination of 2 things also. It can be a combination of 3 things also. If you are some type of business, it can be a combination for 4 or 4. But the very first thing is to identify which is the method where I can reach my customer. So that's my recommendation. Now, once you have finalized that, okay, this is the method, then comes the second step. Do I have exact clarity on what message I want to communicate? So that is the second step that a business owner needs to clarify. We can go deep dive into message if you want, but the first is the method. Second is the message. And third comes the channel. Now, abhi channel aata hai. You said about social media. Social media is bahut niche. Social media is a channel. For example, if I am a B2B company, where I know that my target audience is someone that I have to reach to them, why will I create content for social media?
Correct.
It's a very controversial statement, but this is what everybody like, create content. But create what? That is a bigger question to answer. So first is method. And second is the message.
Got it. Just because you mentioned those 4 ways of identifying what kind of marketing I want to do, would you be able to give some example for our audience to relate to what kind of business probably can go to inbound? What kind of should go as a first step to paid or partnership?
Got it.
Probably some examples.
100%. So let's take a B2B company example. Let's say it's a small medium business trying to sell some type of software. Now, who exactly is the target audience? So the target audience can be again B2B companies or SMB or corporates, right? It is business to business. Now, the first question I'll try to answer is that where exactly my target audience is active. Now, I will identify, if I am targeting SMB, I am also an SMB, so they might be active on Instagram. Got it. Second, they might be active on LinkedIn. Example. But the biggest platform, they would 110% be active on WhatsApp. So what I will do is, depending on my budget, what budget I have for marketing, I will do the prioritization. For example, if I don't have any marketing budget, So what I'll do, I'll put outbound on the top, because how much money does an outbound strategy cost? Zero.
Okay.
It's completely free. Even for content creation, you might have to end up spending some money.
Correct.
But I'll tell you, content creation is a waste. Why it is a waste? Because if I post content without paid advertisement, only people who are connected to my profile will see.
They will see.
What is the guarantee that my potential audience is connected to my profile? So what I'll do is, the fastest way, if somebody is in their initial stages of their business and of marketing, I will say focus on outbound. Now this is an example of B2B.
Got it.
If it is a B2C, let's say a local shop, a local business who is catering something locally, for them, I would recommend inbound is the right way.
Achha.
Now, under inbound, I would recommend them 2 channels. Number 1 is Google My Business.
Okay.
How much does it cost? Zero.
Correct.
Second is, I would ask them to focus on Instagram.
Achha.
Okay, because a lot of audience is moving from Facebook to Instagram.
Correct.
Of course, if it is 40 plus, it is still Facebook. If it is below, if you're targeting something teenagers and all, it is still Instagram.
Correct.
So that's what I would recommend for a B2C local business. And there is also psychology. We can deep dive into that. Yeah.
Perfect. You mentioned about 4 things or 4 channels, and you mentioned about 3 things that they can do in chronology, one after the another, to get clarity about how to do it. Can you break down it further in terms of what could be the toolkit of actually strategizing or thinking first about your digital marketing strategy?
So I call this toolkit as a marketing engine.
Okay.
There are 7 pillars of this marketing engine. The first one I told you is method. Okay. Method, you have to identify inbound, outbound, paid or partnership, right? After that, you have to identify your message. Okay. Now, even under message, there are 4 parameters. There is a lot of misconception that everybody thinks that I need to create a message, one message for my business. I'll tell you, there can never be one message for the business.
Oh, the uniformity that people try to follow is not required.
It's not this thing. That is an idea that a lot of branding people have tried to infuse in our head.
Okay.
That you need one messaging. I'll tell you, a small medium business cannot be dependent on one message. They need an entire message stack.
Okay.
Now, what are the elements of message stack? The first is clarity. Clarity means what? What problem are you trying to solve?
Correct.
Second, under clarity is that what is the change or transformation or result that you are trying to provide to your customer via your product or service. That is clarity.
Okay.
Second comes problem solution. I'm talking about message stack overall.
Correct.
Business clarity first. Second comes problem solution. Identify top 5 problems that your product and service solve and identify the problem and provide a solution. How does your product solve those problems?
Correct.
Third comes the feature benefit metrics.
Okay.
What do I mean by that? Let's say your product or service will have 5 features at least. Okay. For example, let's say this studio. This has a feature of, let's say, lighting is a feature, but it means there is a benefit to it.
Correct. Okay.
Right. So similarly, identify the 5 feature of your product and 5 benefits.
Correct. Got it.
And after that, try to build a unique value proposition. Now, there are 3 types of unique value proposition. One is problem solution, second is benefit, and third is proof. Okay. Now, once you do all of these things, your message stack is ready. Now, your method is finalized, your message stack is finalized. What is the next step? Take this message stack, okay, and go to channels now.
Got it.
Okay. Now, channels can be based on your business. It completely depends. Now, identification of channel depends on 2 parameters. Number 1 is how much resources you have.
Okay.
Okay, resources in terms of people, your business infrastructure and all of those things.
Okay.
And second, it depends on the budget. Simple. Am I doing it myself? Am I outsourcing it?
Correct.
For example, if I am limited on resources, if I'm limited on budget, so I will go a little narrow instead of going too broad.
Right.
So that is the difference.
Yeah. So Kunal, we understood the basics of digital marketing, or how should be the first few thoughts in your mind. But most of the times what we realize is, or when we are interacting with businesses, we ask them, do you use digital marketing? Are you exploring it? They're like, yeah, we run ads, or we want to run paid ads. So I think about digital marketing, this is an equation as such in their mind, that digital marketing ka matlab hai ads run karna hai. So would you like to bring some clarity about, is it really effective to run ads without a right strategy, just putting in money for ads? How does that make sense from your
You have raised a very interesting point. if you would have asked this question to a business owner last year, they would say, yes, we post on Instagram.
Okay.
So till last year, digital marketing was all about Instagram.
Okay.
This year, digital marketing is all about ads.
Okay.
But in reality, digital marketing is not about any of these
Okay.
things, right?
Okay.
But coming back to the question, if somebody wants to run ads or somebody wants to invest in ads or is already running ads, a big issue, what I have noticed these days, that their ads are not performing.
Okay. Right.
Now let's go back a little bit why their ads are not performing. Going back to the basics, the number one reason why their ads are not performing is that they are considering that digital, like of course in 5 rupees, 10 rupees per click, you can reach out to anyone. So that is the cheap side.
Okay.
But their messaging is still old like a newspaper. Okay. Like how they advertise in a newspaper or a classified, they are still advertising like that. Like recently I saw, an ad of a dentist. Okay. On Facebook. And the ad says that this is a dental clinic and we do dental implants, we do aligners, we do this, blah, blah, blah. Now, as an audience, I'm not there to look at ads. As an audience, I'm there to interact with my family, watch some reels, etc. If I see an ad which has no differentiation,
correct,
which has no USP, which has no message tag, which has no feature benefit, which has no problem solution, why will I even click on that? So message stack is the primary reason why I would say ads fail.
Okay.
Second, should people run ads without a strategy? The answer is absolutely no. Because what will happen that you will start running ads.
Correct.
People will not get attracted to it.
Correct.
Okay. Right. You will spend, let's say, 50,000 rupees, but you don't get anything back in return. And then you will come and say, oh, digital marketing doesn't work for my business. Digital marketing is waste. Oh, I hired these 3-4 people. They promised me stars and moons, but never delivered anything. It was because business clarity and message stack was missing. That is the whole fundamental of ads. Right? The purpose of marketing is very simple. It is visibility.
Okay.
Credibility and lead generation is actually the responsibility of the business owner. What do I mean by this? For example, if marketing's job is to provide you visibility, that example, agar aap ek restaurant owner ho and you have a target audience, let's say it's a working professional, husband, wife, married with 1 kid. And your restaurant is targeting that type of clientele.
Correct.
Ads or marketing will ensure that you reach to them in the fastest way possible. But what will ensure that that family, which is your target audience, will click on your ad,
correct,
will be your messaging.
Okay. Right.
Will they be interested in that? That comes the credibility part. Now, marketing can help you, but at the end of the day, credibility comes from the business owner itself. Now, what exactly is credibility? It is your customer stories. It is your brand image overall. It is your testimonials. It is the results that you have created. That is what is important.
So, putting all of this on your digital platform, whichever you are using, will bring credibility.
Will bring credibility. Exactly.
Got it. So, when I said ki they want to run ads, it also means that most of them are visible or are there on digital platforms. So, for example, as you said, they have a Google My Business account, or they have a basic Instagram account, or they have also set up a basic WhatsApp for business. But what is the difference between being there on digital platforms and actually growing digitally or having a digital growth strategy? What is that difference like? Or what is that the business should do to make sure that difference happens in their business?
So, in the offline world, imagine you have opened a very good store.
Okay.
You have spent crores on interiors.
Correct.
But you have not put a board outside that this shop is of actually this. That is similar to the online world. If people are not able to see your digital assets.
Correct.
Google My Business is a digital asset. Social media platform is a digital asset. If people are not able to see your digital assets, then it is waste. I mean, it is just decoration. A lot of people post a lot of content on Instagram. Correct. But if nobody is watching, it means what? It is waste. It is just decoration.
Correct.
If your only friends and families are watching, it is still waste.
Correct.
Because they might not be your right customers or right target audience. So just being there and having that doesn't make any sense. Now, what will create much more impact? If you have a Google My Business, let's take this as an example. If you are a local business, you have a Google My Business profile. Ensuring that somebody is typing, let's take an example. Let's say pest control near me. It's a pest control company. Somebody typing pest control near me and your profile appears in top 3. Now, that is interesting. Because now what will happen? They will click on it and you will start getting calls and inquiries. So the having just presence is waste of efforts. True. It's like opening a shop without a name.
Correct.
It's basically that.
Got it. You mentioned about Google My Business and it appearing in the first 3. And again, most of our business wants that to happen. What should a business do to ensure that they get that listing on top? Is it the regularity of content? Is it the regularity of updating? What exactly works to get in top 3, for example?
Interesting. So the very first thing is you have to identify what is the right category for your business.
Okay.
Let me give you an example.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's say if it is a physiotherapist. A physiotherapist primary category has to be physiotherapist.
Correct.
It cannot be a hospital. It cannot be, let's say, a chiropractor. Even though there might be multiple categories appealing to the same thing.
Got it.
Okay. It has to be primary. What exactly is your primary business and what you primarily serve.
Okay.
So having the right categories will ensure that you appear. I'm not taking in top 3.
Got it.
That you will appear if somebody is searching relevance.
Got it.
Second, I would say anybody who is buying these days, look at the buying pattern and then I'll tell you the solution.
Okay.
If you go to Amazon, okay, what is the first thing? If you have shortlisted a product, what is the first thing you do?
The ratings and reviews.
Exactly. Same is happening on Google My Business. The very first thing, if you start appearing on the top, the very first thing they're going to look at it is your reviews. Okay. You have to understand Google My Business is dependent on 3 factors.
Okay.
Distance, relevance and prominence. Okay. Distance, relevance and prominence means what? That Google understand if somebody is searching for a local business around me, then they might want to have someone within 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers, right? If I need a doctor, if I need someone pest control, if I need a car servicing person, if I need any of these services, local services, I would need someone nearby. Okay. I mean, I would not prefer traveling 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers or 20 kilometers. So Google put that as one of the algorithm parameter.
Correct.
The second parameter what Google did is relevance. That, okay, somebody searching for X, they should get a business which does X. Simple.
Clear match.
But now, these 2 parameters are like basic, right? This is the basic of search.
Correct.
So Google said, how do I determine who to rank on the top? So they added a third parameter called prominence. Okay. Now, if you break down prominence, there are lot of sub 4 to 5 more parameters, but on top of it is reviews. Achha. So having good quality review, okay, having good frequency of reviews, okay, will ensure that you rank in the top 3 position. But it cannot ensure if you don't have the first thing in place. So both are interconnected.
Got it. I think this is a key that most of our viewers will understand for Google My Business.
And you will be surprised. You will be surprised. I work with so many SMBs from different categories. Once people start ranking in top 3, they get 25 to 30 customers every month just via one single platform without spending a single penny.
Is it?
People underestimate the gold mine. And if it is okay, I can share a good story that has happened with me recently. So one of my known person, he opened a business. Okay. Now what happened? What is the first thing whenever somebody opens the business? What is happening these days? What is the first thing they do? They start an Instagram page.
Correct.
After that, what they do? They start posting content. So that's what he did. He did a launch, uske photos, okay, and opening hua, puja hui, uske reels, okay, business ke reels, 4-5 din all reels and all are going on. All the friends, relative, customers, unki story share ho rahi hai, congratulations, all the best, may you hit sun and moon, blah, blah, blah.
Correct.
Ye sab chal raha hai. After 1 year, business shut down.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I sat with my friend and I asked him, what happened? He said, I was not getting customers. I said, like, what have you done in marketing? And this is the biggest problem of SMB these days. Okay. What have you done in marketing? I said I was regularly posting on Instagram. I have done a lot of Instagram. I boosted post also, Kunal. I hired this guy. I was paying 15,000 rupees a month. He was creating a lot of content for me. And everything was there, but no customers, man. Kuch nahi, Instagram chalta nahi hai, bas hawa hai and everything. I asked him one question. Tell me one basic question. Okay. And this I'm talking about someone who was 42, by the way.
Okay.
So it comes with a lot of business experience.
Correct.
Answer one question. If I have to buy your product or service, he was in service. If I have to buy your service, how will I find you? He said, you will Google.
Correct.
He only answered, you will Google. I said, like, where are you on Google? He said, I have a Google My Business profile. I said, having a Google My Business profile doesn't make any sense. If somebody is typing a query, your Google My Business profile has to appear in the top 3.
Correct.
Then they will be interested in you.
Correct.
And then they will connect with you. Just having a profile does mean what? Imagine if he would have invested in the right platform, the right way, the right strategy. Today, his business would have been alive.
True.
That is the power of right strategy, right platform. Hence, लेकिन होता क्या है? We have a familiarity bias. The first thing what we will do is something which we are comfortable with, something which we are familiar with. Everybody uses WhatsApp.
Correct.
Everybody uses Instagram. So that comes a familiarity complex, right? Familiarity bias. But that doesn't necessarily mean that will bring customers to you.
True.
So this is why very, very important. And I feel bad at this story. Why I feel bad at this story? It's because I could have helped him.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
But unfortunately, I told you, going circle back, who follows you on Instagram? Friends and families. And friends and families are the last person to ever buy from you. So this is the hard reality.
Fair, yeah. Since you mentioned all about, something might go wrong and you wouldn't even realize it unless you see nothing is happening to your business with that. So what is that checkpoint in terms of when should they check, what should they check to ensure कि जो मैं कर रहा हूँ वो सही कर रहा हूँ या नहीं? What are those checkpoints and what is that time span as well that they should keep checking?
This is a very transparent answer.
Yeah.
Let's say 3 months is the deadline.
Okay.
And this is my personal framework.
Okay.
3 months is the deadline. Within 3 months, whatever marketing efforts you are doing, ask yourself how many leads it has generated.
Okay.
How out of those leads, how many sales and conversions I have got, which has resulted in actual money. And third, you have to ask how much money I have invested.
Okay.
Simple. So you just have to calculate what is my return on investment. Now return on investment na दो तरीके के होते हैं. एक होता है ROAS. ROAS means return on ad spend.
Correct.
How much money I have spent and how much ROI, how much return I've got on that ad spend. But this is a very flawed parameter, by the way. It is a very flawed parameter. I'll tell you why it is a flawed parameter. Because it doesn't consider all the cost. So I calculate ROMS, return on marketing spend. Return on marketing spend means what? Return on ads, whatever money you have invested in ads. But you have also paid people for that, right?
Correct.
It can be in-house or external.
Absolutely.
Add that. And what is the return on that marketing spend?
Correct.
But above this, for a business owner, they have to calculate ROBS, return on business spend. Okay. Because iske andar 18% is GST. You have to pay also, you have to take also.
Correct.
Then there are taxes involved, then there are fixed costs involved, then there are cost of goods involved. Consider all of these things. How much you are investing and how much you are getting back. That is what they need to calculate. Within 3 months, ये अगर आपने ROAS, ROMS and ROBS अगर आपने calculate कर लिया, and you get the solid answer, and business owners are smart enough to understand.
Correct.
Because their mindset is very clear. If I am putting 1 rupees in, I need to get 5 rupees out.
Correct.
That is why they are business owners.
I think you gave very interesting parameters and very interesting tool for calculation as well, which will help our viewers to understand where they are actually in the digital strategy for their business. We spoke about Google My Business, which is mainly for local identification
businesses,
of your business. Would you be able to give some example where the business is in tier 1 or tier 2 place and their target audience is actually in tier 2, tier 3 cities or places? Even though they are sitting in tier 2, how should they exactly pinpoint that audience? So one is, you mentioned about the relevance part of it, but when they are actually putting efforts or reviews and all of it, does the language matter? Does the photographs, the testimonials, what exactly should help them to actually catch that tier 2 audience for their business?
So the psychology of audience in tier 1, tier 2 cities is very similar.
Okay.
The psychology of your customers don't change. What actually changes is the buying pattern. The buying pattern of a tier 1 person would be what? For example, let's say we are in a tier 1 city.
Correct.
In tier 1 city, you have certain characteristics. Lack of time. Everybody is busy. Excess of capital. Because everybody is, like, I would say, at least in Pune, a lot of people are working class.
Correct.
So they have every 31st, they get money. If you go to tier 2 city, the access of capital is little low. A lot of people are from business class, or even if they are in working class, the salaries are little on the lower end. So the buying pattern actually changes from city to city. Now, if somebody is in a tier 2 city, okay, they have to answer the same questions.
Achha.
What is the fastest way to reach customers? Okay. Is it inbound, outbound? Right? This is my guru mantra.
Correct.
I follow. Okay. And then identify the right channels. I'll tell you, in tier 2 cities, marketing is much more easier.
Is it?
It is very easier.
Okay.
Because if I have to advertise to an audience of tier 1 city, I'm talking about paid ads here.
Correct.
It is expensive.
Okay.
Number 1. Number 2, I have a lot of competition.
That's right.
If for one business, there would be at least 100 other businesses who are doing, and out of those 150 would be advertising. But in a tier 2 city, the competition is less. Okay. But it is, of course, high as compared to the population.
Correct.
Competition is less, but at the same time, the costs are lower. So it is much faster. Third, because it's a tier 2 city, आपका connection निकल जाता है. What do I mean by that? Tier 2 city mein ho, you see the ad, you are crossing from that lane, you see the boat, so connection happens, right? I have a friend, he's a physiotherapist. Okay. So he is in a tier 2 city. I would say tier 2.5 city. Okay. He goes to a tier 2 city. So he's a physiotherapist, but his specialty is chiropractor. So what he does bi-weekly camps in a tier 2 city. You will be surprised what he does. He runs ads in that city. Nobody knows him in that city. Okay. He has a mechanism set that, okay, this is the method, paid. The channel is going to be Facebook and Instagram. Okay. People after that people are going to give me inquiries. Then my sales team will call them. Okay. My sales team will take a small token. Okay. And then after that, I will do their treatments as soon as I reach in that city. He does this every 2 weeks on a Sunday, on his off day. Okay. And you will be surprised, he spends only 5,000 rupees for every camp. And the return on ad spent is 20x. That is what the power of right marketing is.
Correct.
If you go on his Instagram, you will not find a lot of content. You will not find a lot of followers. But he has identified that this is something, this is how I have to execute, and this much I put in and this much I have to get out.
Okay. Wow. I think, again, those 3 parameters that you just mentioned before this answer, and he's using the same parameters and understanding
100%.
how to spend on it.
Yes.
Wonderful. We have been talking about message stack. We spoke about reviews. We spoke about what kind of content in terms of testimonials should come in. But how much does out of all those parameters, how much role does content play, and how should a business plan content for digital marketing in specific?
So content is everything. Whatever you see, everything is some or the other form of content.
Correct.
For example, this is also a content. This is a visual content, right?
Correct.
Painting behind you is also a type of content. Everything is content. Okay. But now we are talking from an angle of a business owner doing marketing.
Correct.
For this, you need to understand, I call it a 4, 5, 6, 7 framework. Okay. So there are 4 purpose of content. I call it 4 intent.
Okay.
What are the 4 intents? Attract, interest, engage, convert.
Okay.
Matlab, like you have to first answer the question, is my content, whatever content I'm creating, is it for the purpose of attracting? Is it to create interest of my potential customers? Is it to engage them? Or is it to convert them into a lead inquiry or a customer?
Okay.
So once you have identified the 4 intents, now you have to go to the 5 themes.
Okay.
Okay, these are 5 universal themes. The first theme is educational. Educational means you educate your customer via your content. It builds your authority.
Correct.
Second is proof. Proof means that you are providing some proof that you have already done this, customer stories, testimonials, all of these things.
Okay.
That improves your credibility as a business. Third is promotion. At the end of the day, what do we want? We want revenue, right?
Correct.
And promotions are the best way to entice people to take action. Promotions drives action.
Correct.
Then you have inspirational content, which inspire them. Is the content you are creating, is it going to inspire? And here I'm not talking about motivational.
Correct.
I'm talking about whatever your product or service is. Does that inspire them that, okay, I want this, I need this, or this is better for me? Inspire in some or the other way.
Correct.
Right? For example, if your content even inspires them to, let's say, do digital detox. It's a type of inspiration. But that content has to be matched to your product or service. And last is behind the scenes. This is also a big change that has come. People want authenticity. So they want to see what is happening behind. Let's say if it is a restaurant, they want to see how the food is getting prepared behind the scenes. So 4 intent, 5 themes. Now comes the 6 angles.
Okay.
This is how a business owner should approach it. What are the 6 angles? The very first angle is dukkha. Dukkha means pain. Your content needs to address the pain point of your customer. Okay. Second type of content is avashakta. Means it has to address the need of your customer.
Correct.
Third, it has to address bhai. Bhai means fear. It has to address the fear of your customer. Like, what are they scared of? What is keeping up at night?
Correct.
Okay. So what we have covered so far? We have covered pain. We have covered need. Okay. We have covered avashakta. Oh, sorry, fears. Pain, need, and fears. Fourth is ichha. Correct. Ichha means what do they want?
Correct.
What do they desire?
Correct.
Okay. Your content has to address that. Then comes lobh. Lobh means greed. Okay.
Correct.
That is your product or service or your content, and your content has to be connected to your product or service.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Can that create some type of greed in that? And last is pride, which is garva. So that is that your content has to create some type of pride in that. You will see that this type of content is a lot of shareable and savable.
Correct.
Now, how do you plan content? First, answer 4. What intent? Finalize the intent. After that, finalize the theme. And after that, finalize the angle. And then there are 7 formats: video, audio, text, etc., etc. Right? There are 7 formats. 4, 5, 6, 7 framework. That's how you should approach the content. The problem is, हम directly content बनाने पे jump कर देते हैं. We don't ask, what is the purpose of this content? What is the theme of this content? If the biggest takeaway viewers, like whoever is watching, can take should be this. Next time, even if you have an agency, you have a freelancer, or even if you're doing it yourself, ask yourself 4, 5, 6, 7.
Perfect.
That's it.
Amazing. I think this is a cheat code to content creation for digital marketing. Okay, so moving on. These days, there are a lot of tools. There are a lot of AI supported tools that businesses can use. What do you suggest? Which kind of tools, or what tools should they use? May it be AI or otherwise also?
Good. I'll tell you, if you would have asked me this question 1 year back, my answer would have been tool number 1, tool number 2, tool number 3, tool number 4.
Correct.
Today, if a business owner has to use any tool, it has to be ChatGPT.
Okay.
My request to business owners is that, and I have zero affiliation with ChatGPT, but my request is that, because I tell a lot of people, there is a hesitation to buy paid tools in India. I don't know why people don't want to pay for software.
Correct.
ChatGPT paid version costs you $20 only. 1600-1700 रुपए लगते हैं. Every business owner should have that. It will help you with what? It will help you with your entire marketing. It will help you with your business. Okay. It is the smartest AI tool.
Correct.
It will help you with image generation.
Right.
Today, if you give ChatGPT any image, okay, and you tell ChatGPT, listen, understand this image. Now, this is my logo. This is my product. Create a similar image for me. It will create an image for you within 2 minutes. You don't have to hire any graphic designer. You don't have to run behind any graphic designer. You don't have to spend, let's say, 500,000 rupees or whatever you pay a graphic designer.
Okay.
You don't need a social media agency just creating festival post for you. You want to create a festival post? Dear ChatGPT, create a holy post for me. This is my logo. This is my product. Integrate my products. Enter. Within 2 minutes, you'll get the output. And so this is one tool. Second tool, which is still yet to come, I would say, Google has launched VO3.
Okay.
It is most advanced platform for video creation.
Got it.
But still marketing use cases are still unclear right now. Okay. People are creating a lot of video ads via that. Okay. You can, so that is still unclear, but that can also come in play.
Got it.
Can I tell you one more benefit?
Yeah.
Let's say you are a product company. Okay. If you want to, let's say I have this as a product. Now I need to do product photo shoots. I need to do a different environment. I need to hire models and all of those things.
True. Yes.
I highly recommend you should hire a professional because a professional brings the essence out of it. But if you don't have budget, but if you want to, let's say, do something which is like on the spot, you cannot hire models, do the entire setup.
Correct.
We know that SMBs are a little tight on the budget.
Correct.
You go to ChatGPT, you tell ChatGPT, listen, this is my product. Give me 10 ideas of UGC style photo shoot. UGC means user generated.
Okay.
Ensure there is an Indian model who is sitting at their work desk holding my product in an office environment. Ensure that the model is Indian. Okay. And if you based out of Pune, example.
It can be that specific.
It can be that specific. And click enter. Within 2 minutes, you will get a professionally shot photo.
Okay.
With the model, okay, holding your product at zero cost.
Okay.
That is,
immense.
Hence I say, forget everything. Just embrace ChatGPT. Go as much as deep in that. But remember, ChatGPT doesn't have its own brain. It is dependent on your brain. So whatever you input, you will get the output.
Correct.
ChatGPT knows everything. But whatever you will input, you will get the output.
Correct.
So don't say that ChatGPT is useless. No. What you are inputting is useless, hence the output is useless.
Correct. I think I'll like to build my next question on your last statement. In most of our podcasts, may it be around social media, may it be around Instagram marketing, or in many of our podcasts, most of the experts have recommended ChatGPT, and so did you. But if all of us are using ChatGPT, for an example, if 10 businesses doing, say, catering business are doing ChatGPT, how should one differentiate from another, or how does ChatGPT help you differentiate? Because all 10 of you are using it. Probably all 10 of you would say, give me content for digital marketing. How do you ensure that ChatGPT gives you a unique content for your business?
Very, very good question. So for this, you have to understand what exactly is prompting.
Correct.
Prompting is basically a way how you instruct ChatGPT.
Correct.
I'll tell you the best of the best way. If you want ChatGPT to give output very specific and different from others, you have to do only one step. You have to train ChatGPT on your business. How you do it? Very simple, no rocket science. Go to ChatGPT, open the new chat, say, ChatGPT, I'm going to train you everything about my business, and tell them everything about your business. What do I mean by that? What do you do? Who you are? How you started the business? What are your products or services? What type of clientele you cater to? Okay. If you have any material, let's say brochure and all, something you have created in the past, feed it. If you have a website, feed it. Address, feed karo. Give them details about your target audience. Everything.
Got it.
So now what ChatGPT will do is, it will understand, okay, you are business A, you have audience B, you are based in location C, and everything, whatever ChatGPT gives you, the output will be customized based on your business.
Got it.
This is where a lot of people, what they do, what I've observed, give me 10 social media ideas.
Correct.
Give me 10 topics for, let's say, XYZ business.
Correct.
That is a very lazy way. This is, if you train it once, it's a one-time activity. The more you train, the better the output. So this is level 1.
Got it.
Level 2 is that you train ChatGPT on frameworks. So whatever frameworks, what we have discussed right now in this podcast.
Correct.
If you give ChatGPT this framework, listen, there are 4 types of intent. There are 5 types of themes. There are 6 types of content angles. Okay.
Correct.
I'll just repeat, your intent, themes, and angles.
Correct.
Okay. Now what ChatGPT will do is, ChatGPT will give you answers based on this. He will tell you, listen, whatever output I'm giving you, it is for this particular purpose, it is for this theme, and it is for this angle. So now it becomes very unique.
Correct.
And at the end of the day, you are the final provider, final selector of what you want to do.
Correct.
So that's how you differentiate between what everybody else is doing versus what you are doing.
Perfect. Wonderful. I think now this will help them to use ChatGPT effectively. We spoke about ChatGPT being a tool for content generation majorly. Does digital marketing need any other tool than content generation, and which tools could they be?
So the suggestion for tool will, of course, depend on purpose to purpose.
Okay.
Let's say if you are running paid ads, you definitely need an add-on as a CRM.
Got it.
There are a lot of free CRMs available these days. You don't have to pay anything extra for that. And there are also CRM, let's say there is a CRM called as Previer.
Okay.
Previer is a free CRM and it attaches with your Facebook ads or Meta ads.
Perfect. Okay.
I'm a little old school, so hence I'm calling it Facebook ads, but
now
these days it's called Meta ads, right? So it automatically connects with it.
Perfect.
Okay. So it's a free tool. So you definitely need a CRM, because how you will track who is connecting with you and all of those things, right? If you are just specifically talking about, let's say, content creation for social media channels, at this stage, I would say there are top 2 channels only.
Okay.
One is your Facebook, second is your Instagram. I would put Facebook or I would put Instagram on the top. I'm talking about in the social media segment. Social media segment. For that, you again have a free tool which is called as Meta Business Suite.
Okay, correct.
There are other third-party tools available, but I prefer using Meta Business Suite because it is free and it is integrated. So in that you can schedule the content and all, everything.
Perfect.
For YouTube specifically, I wouldn't recommend any tool, because YouTube, I don't put YouTube in the social media category also, because it's a combination of search engine plus your social community.
Correct.
So I'm not putting it in one channel. Apart from this, I think website is pretty basic. I mean, every business should have a website. It's like an identity.
Okay. So. Talking about website, just a follow-on question on that. Most businesses do get their website done. What is the best way to leverage on a website? And for digital marketing to be effective, what all things should be there on website on a very high level? We won't drill down into the content part, but major things without which digital marketing will not really help on your website. So those elements.
So not all businesses need a website.
Perfect.
Okay. But if you are the type of business where a website is needed, okay, you have to ensure that on the homepage, your messaging is very clear.
Okay.
Very, very clear. What exactly you do, who you help and how do you help them? It has to be very clear.
Got it.
That is number 1. Because as soon as somebody lands on your website, it is the first area they look for. Second area, what they should do is that they should have credibility on their website. For example, let's say if it is a movers and packers company, I go on the website, you tell me that, oh, we provide this services. Okay. I'm technically not interested in that. I'm technically interested in that what problem you can solve for me. That attracts me more. And I'm talking in context only of movers and packers.
Correct.
Now that is the first thing, message. Second, I want to see on the same thing, faces of people similar like me, facing similar problem like me.
Got it.
That what will this do? This will help me to take action. So message and credibility, it makes people stick and then they connect. If you are a type of business which is in the price competition, so I would also put price as a parameter. I mean, you see this, there are a lot of skin brands these days. They are all in the price competition. Hence, whenever you visit any of their website, the very first thing what you see is price. So that is the different. Of course, it will change on business to business.
Perfect.
So, but these two elements are super, super important. Now, rest of the things are technical. Of course, those things are important. For example, it has to be SEO optimized, your page speed. But I think those parameters are so pretty basic.
Correct.
That it has to be there. Very simple.
Got it. Perfect. Okay, Kunal, moving on. How much does role brand identity play in digital marketing, to be specific, in terms of say building recognition, trust? So ब्रांड कहते हैं वक्त सिर्फ लोगो या इसके बारे में बात करते हैं, और हमारे ब्रांडिंग के सेशन में हमने बात की है कि ब्रांडिंग कैसे होना चाहिए, पर जब डिजिटल मार्केटिंग के बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं, हाउ इम्पोर्टेंट इज ब्रांड आइडेंटिटी इन डिजिटल मार्केटिंग? व्हाट इज योर ओपिनियन ऑन इट?
In digital marketing, and I have a very negative opinion about this, let me be very honest. Okay. Maybe a lot of people won't like what I'm going to say. If you look at a small medium business owner,
correct,
they have a lot going on.
True.
They have pressure of new, when will the next customer come in, how can I attract more customers?
That's right. Yes.
They have pressure of delivery, that they have to deliver to their existing customers. Then there are overheads. They have to pay their rent expenses and all of those things. Then they have to pay people.
Correct.
Now, if you look at all of these things, there are three facts. Small business owner has limited time, has limited money, and limited resources.
True.
Now, if you consider all of these three parameters, what is super important? Paisa aaye, customer aaye. I need more customers right now.
Correct.
And having this notion that having a brand identity will drive me revenue, it's wrong.
Okay.
What you need to have your basics clear.
Got it.
I spoke about basics today.
Correct.
You need to have the right message. You reach to the right people. You reach via right channel. People wouldn't even remember what your logo is. And I know that logo is not a brand identity, by the way.
True.
But unfortunately, it is what it is sold. People want to know, example, one of the elements of brand identity is your brand story.
True.
A business owner can create it themselves. And once they do the message stack activity, they can create it themselves.
Correct.
So don't focus a lot on brand identity and all of these jargons and big words. Right now, what is important is that I need to increase my customer inflow to my business to sell my product or service by 20% next month.
Perfect.
Focus all your efforts there.
Correct.
Very, very simple. And once you reach a stage when, let's say, your business has doubled, okay, in next, let's say 6 months or 1 year, now you can sit and talk about, let's talk about brand identity now. Because now you will have time also.
Correct.
You will have money also, and you will have resources also.
Perfect.
At the end of the day, money solves a lot of problems for small business owners. And the best of the best instrument to get return on money is marketing.
Got it. Right. Perfect. Makes sense. Yeah. You mentioned that when it's a small business, or specifically our viewers who are doing businesses, it's mostly a one-man show or a very small team that they start with. And that's where digital marketing is something that everyone understands in terms of as a consumer, कि मैं क्या consume कर रहा हूँ. But when it comes to business and doing it by themselves, most of them might not have the technical knowledge which we are trying to provide through this podcast. But say in the benefit of time, or because there is a limitation of understanding, they outsource it either to a freelancer or to an agency. When they have done this, what are those things that they should follow in terms of, following up, understanding what they are doing, whether they are doing it right or not? Is it the value for money they are paying? All of these things. Again, what is the time that they should spend with the freelancer or with the agency to ensure that this happens?
Got it. It's a very, very good question. Because if you look at the marketing ecosystem right now, everybody is making mistake here only. Let me first divide. What is the role of a business owner and what is the role of a freelancer or an agency owner?
Perfect.
The role of the business owner is to provide business clarity, okay, to the agency. Number 2, have strategy and direction. The strategy and direction of how to do marketing of your business, nobody can tell better than a business owner because they know their customers, they know their products or services, they know their competition, they know the business environment.
True.
Strategy and direction has to be with the business owner. Now, what is the job of an agency or a freelancer? It is to ensure that strategy and direction, what I have got, the business goals that the business owner has set,
correct,
how do I deliver that? How do I answer that?
Got it.
Okay. Now, इसमें ना सबसे बड़ा गैप क्या आता है? आजकल क्या चल रहा है मार्केट में? You have to understand थोड़ा सा डिजिटल मार्केटिंग का इकोसिस्टम also. A person is a graduate or a postgraduate. Okay. After that, either he joins a company via college placement in some digital marketing company.
Correct.
Or what they do is they join some educational institute where they do a course. Now, after that, there are two types of people. One who continue the journey in the corporate ladder. So they are continued with the job. The second type of people, what they do is they quit and they either start their agency or they become freelancers. Correct. Now, in this scenario, if you look at it, somebody may not be expert at the business you are in. So what they do, because whenever you work in any agency, and if you have worked less than 10 years,
got it.
I have worked 12 years in agency. If somebody has worked less than 10 years, I'll tell you, they will never have business acumen or expertise. They will always be channel experts.
Got it.
What do I mean by channel? I create good content on Instagram. I am a good video content creator. I'm good at meta ads. I'm good at SEO. I'm good at Google My Business. Somebody who has less than 10 years of experience, they will always be channel experts. They cannot be expert at entire gamut of digital marketing. Okay. Because they don't have expertise to manage teams, to manage strategy. They are not involved in those type of conversations. This is the hard truth. I have no intention to be like offend someone, but this is the hard truth. Now, what is happening in the ecosystem is that whoever is a channel expert, okay, they are coming and they are talking. Sir, आप marketing कर लो, customer आएंगे, business owner automatically, because what I said in content, pain. Address the pain. Person is saying, yeah, and it's a customer, it's a businessman's pain. And they are like, yes, definitely, क्या करोगे? Instagram पे constant content डालेंगे. Business owner, how will customer come if you post content on Instagram? Agency owner or freelancer says, हम Instagram पे content डालेंगे and they use, I'll tell you, repeated bluff words. Engaging रहेगा, viral रहेगा, people will see, they will get interested and they will come in. Business owner like, sounds like a plan. How much will you charge? How much will you charge? Agency says, I'll charge you 15,000 rupees. Now, business owner, instead of utilizing everything or having a longer discussion on strategy, he spends next 30 minutes in negotiation. And then he feels happy that 8,000, 15,000 बोला था, 8,000 रुपए अपन ने काम करवा लिया. What they are missing is that they have bought something they don't need.
Got it.
They have bought something in a way they have not understood. The very first clarity, if somebody has to buy digital marketing from anyone, the very first thing, they need to be clear on their method. They need to be clear on their channels. Now you go to people. Listen, this is my method. This is my channel. There is one more parameter, conversion mechanism. How? Marketing will provide you visibility.
Correct.
Marketing will provide you credibility. But lead generate कैसे होगी? If somebody is watching the content on Instagram, how are you going to pull them back?
Correct.
Is it going to be a conversation? Is it going to be a lead form? Is it going to be a purchase? Let's say e-commerce. Is it going to be a purchase? What is your conversion? There are two more conversion mechanisms. But what exactly is your conversion mechanism? You have to identify that. Somebody saw your content, suddenly कल सुबह उठ के ऐसे नहीं बोलेंगे चलो आपके स्टोर पे चलते हैं या आपके बिजनेस के पास आते हैं. ऐसे नहीं होता. So strategy and direction set करो. You should be clear what you want to buy, okay, or how you want to let's say market to the world, okay. How to do it digitally? What platforms are right for you? Is going to be done by that freelancer.
Got it.
You don't have to worry about hacks. कौन से टाइम पे पोस्ट करना है, कैसा वो जाना चाहिए. Technicalities, they will handle. Strategy, you have to handle.
Perfect.
Now comes the time investment. You have to ensure 3-4 things that are in place whenever you hire an agency.
Got it.
Number 1, scope of work has to be crystal clear. Okay. When I say scope of work, I'm talking about actual deliverables. Number 2, KPIs have to be crystal clear.
Key performance indicators.
They have to sit every once a month just to discuss, ये हमारा KPI set है, हम लोग कहाँ पहुंचे. Now here, agency owners and freelancers also have to be a little smart because sometimes business owner might give an unrealistic goal.
Correct.
For example, somebody is not getting even 1 lead a month and they set a target of 100. नहीं होता. Number 2, 3 महीने लगते हैं to identify what are the right KPIs.
Okay.
But you can still have one directional KPI and after 3 months refine your KPIs.
Got it.
Okay.
Perfect.
So number 1 was scope of work. Second was KPI. Third is a checklist. Checklist means what? So people typically give roadmaps. I feel roadmaps are little flawed.
Okay.
From a business owner perspective. Like this is what we will do in next 3 months. It's a roadmap. Little flawed. What business owner needs is that he also needs that assurance. Whatever I've paid, it's working. So it has to be a clear checklist of all the tasks that needs to be delivered. And last is a monthly report. It's very clear. Weekly updates and monthly reports. These are the 4 parameters a business owner needs to keep in mind. In terms of time investment, whatever I have said, it doesn't take more than 4 hours a month.
Okay.
And I believe marketing department of any business at least deserves 4 hours of attention on a monthly basis from a business owner.
Got it. Perfect. Great. I think I'll have one bonus question and you can choose to keep it short. A business is doing digital marketing. They have done it for 4 months, 5 months. But what should they do to ensure that they don't get stuck? The momentum keeps going. So is there anything that should be ensured कि वो stuck ना हो जाए कि 4-5 महीने अच्छे से जा रहा है पर कुछ ऐसा हो जाए कि रुक जाए digital marketing का impact उनके business पे. ऐसा ना हो. So what should they do for that?
So consistency of what's working is super important.
Perfect.
Okay.
Got it.
But iske liye, first you need to have clarity of what's working. So once you have clarity, you have to ensure consistency of what's working. Simple.
Perfect. Great. I think the whole conversation we had was very structured in the first place. And I myself got a lot of understanding and I could actually relate to few cases that were going on back of my mind. So I think very structured content. But digital marketing is also, I think, about the speed part of it. How fast are you able to understand what is happening and also correct whatever is failing. So with that same speed, probably we'll dive into the rapid fire round of our conversation. I have few questions. I would like to have some rapid answers, fiery wherever applicable.
Sure.
Shall we start?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. What's one digital marketing myth you wish every business stopped believing in?
Posting on Instagram is not marketing.
Perfect. One marketing trend that needs to stop?
Hashtags.
Okay. One thing that kills trust online?
Lack of consistency.
Got it. If content is the king, what's the queen?
AI.
Okay. If a business has 10,000 rupees to spend on marketing, what should they go for, ads or content?
Very interesting question. Ads. Go for ads.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Ads is the fastest way to reach your customers.
Got it. One piece of content you think every business should create no matter what they sell?
Proof.
Perfect. What's the most exciting trend you think will shape small business marketing in next year?
Adoption of AI in their business.
Got it. A digital habit every entrepreneur should build?
Digital habit, if it is in context of their business and their marketing, check your numbers weekly.
Got it. Perfect. And last one, which tool do you use to plan or schedule social media posts?
Meta Business Suite.
Perfect. Wonderful. I think it was pretty rapid and few places where you explained, I think it was worth the explanation as well. So Kunal, thank you so much. And this was perfect. As I said, it was very structured and the whole masterclass for digital marketing. I'm sure all our businesses who are watching this podcast are going to rewind few parts, note all of them and use them in your business. And wherever required, we will be able to connect you with Kunal. So make sure that you understand the whole concept of digital marketing. Whatever Kunal mentioned that a business should understand it first and then probably go to the implementation part. And stay tuned with us. We are bringing in more such series of different topics which will help you to grow your business. So stay tuned with Dream Big podcast. Follow deAsra and Yashasvi Udyojak on all social media platforms, including YouTube. And yeah, we'll see you in the next podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.